They have judge feedback forms.
So if you have a spare copy.
Okay, well in that case,
you've got a full fill up set of ballot, don't we?
okay, well if there's no further ado, then I'd like to invite the Prime Minister to begin the debate.
Which motion?
Yes.
Oh, it's the Lèsè Majestè motion, yes?
Yeah.
This House believes that we should abolish the Lèsè Majestè laws in Thailand for the sake of progression. So firstly, let me say some definitions first. So Lèsè Majestè laws include like the crime of violating the majesty and offense against the dignity of a reigning sovereign or against a state. So in Thailand, whoever who defames and insults or threatens the monarchy will be punished with an imprisonment of 3 to 15 years. So we tell you that the monarchy in Thailand in the past, and they have obviously played a huge part towards Thailand, and we don't disregard their success and things like that. But we believe that it's important that we progress more and more, and that we progress and make a more better Thailand by allowing people to speak up against Thailand, against the monarchy in Thailand, because we need the people ideals. We need the people ideas on how to improve the monarchy and how we can make the order and all in Thailand better. Because although it's important, it's also very important that we always do something to the better and to move on to be better. So my first substantive is that the freedom of speech of the people to say what they want to insult the monarchy or speak up against the monarchy. So basically what this point means is that people should say what they have to and need of the monarchy. Why is this? Because people need to say what they have so that the monarchy is an idea of what people think of them, but as well as we can cause natural discourse to happen, and how these people should have the right to say against the monarchy. So firstly on the discourse point, where the freedom of speech can create a natural discourse between each other, because clearly when somebody says something bad about it, obviously people can retaliate and things like that, and then you have a discussion, and then the monarchy can adapt what's happening and the problem that they are doing as well, and the problems and what they have to change. Because we need the monarchy cannot be a standstill for all our life, because it's such a big power, but people are not allowed to, but they're not changing. It's such a big power, they don't change. No one can speak against them. They're just there over there where nobody can speak against them. Even if they're useless or they don't do anything or people don't like them, no one can still talk about them to let them know that they're not exactly being the good side, and they also cannot say anything bad against them so they can improve.
Why is in the constitutional monarchy, why is it justified under your side to extend the scope of people to express hate speech towards a leader of Thailand?
Okay, here's the thing. Firstly, nobody can say anything bad about Thailand right now. It's not necessarily just hate speech, just like an opinion. People are not allowed to voice out their opinion against the Thai people, against the Thai monarchy, which they should, because the Thai monarchy isn't perfect as well. But people still can't say anything against them, even if they're not exactly perfect. So how is this some form of progression if you're just allowing them to stay at the standstill without a chance to improve? So why is it so important why is it important to abolish this law, which we will completely ban, so that we can progress the nation? Because firstly, we need those people to realize what's wrong. When this monarchy realize what's wrong, there's obviously an improvement of the monarchy system itself, because now they know what they should do, like people's ideals of them. Naturally, if you hear the other opinion of it, then you'll be able to. Of course, the stereotype now is that, the mindset now is that you can't say anything bad against them. So that means they have no incentive to actually try to improve or anything, because they know that no one can say anything bad against them. So regardless of what they do, they are still accepted. So how can you allow this to happen if you want progression, where you can allow this user standstill to be over there without anyone doing anything about it? And another thing that we need them to realize what they have to do and what they have to change for the better of Thailand, because as we see, they are a big influence in Thailand. So if they are doing the right thing, we can see that it's a whole better world for Thailand its own, if they use their influence properly and if they can hear what people think of how they should use their influence. So anyway, if people really respected this Thai monarchy, they obviously won't say anything about them. So when we realize that, but we should still open this up. We should still open this up because we want people to be able to say, because although that if you're respected, people won't say anything about you. So, but we should still open this gate for people to say something about them in case they have anything to say about, because if you're a perfect king, no one will say anything about you. But really, the reason why we need this law is because these people are too much in power, and as well as they can give a really big influence, and that there's some problems within them. So the thing is, people actually do feel that there are people who feel that monarchies aren't doing anything, right? So we tell you that if you allow these people to talk about them, then they can actually do something. Basically, if somebody said that the monarchy is that inside the monarchy, that a large group of people inside the monarchy, that they're not actually doing anything like helpful in Thailand. So what happens is that once they hear about that, there's more likely a chance where they actually understand what they have to do, where they have to do something to make Thailand better. Because once the king with big influence starts doing something good towards Thailand, and not just sit there in the palace and be a picture to just be an idol to everyone, then there's actually obviously an improvement towards the Thailand in its whole, because now you have the backing support of a good monarchy, because ideas are now implemented to them. They have to think about their people, because the people actually say things, because they're being kept in check by people. So that means that they can't just do and spend or whatever. They do bad things to Thailand. They can't just do whatever they want with Thailand. And how that we should keep these people, we should be able to exercise like some sort of order towards this monarchy, so then they don't just go and do bad things towards everyone and everywhere. So we tell you that, what has told you today, we tell you that this can cause natural discourse, because people can always speak it, and a huge discussion, and we don't block people's ability to say what's right. And if there's conflict, meaning you have to do something about it, and on our side we have more of a chance to actually make a better monarchy in Thailand.
Thank you very much for that speech. Now I'd like to invite the Leader of the Opposition to take the stage.
The purpose why Lèsè Majestè being implemented in Thailand is to protect the reigning sovereign royalties in Thailand itself. But their side are letting these people to insult and defame these highest people in Thailand itself, right? But before anything else, let's analyze a few problems coming from side government first. Number one, they say that by abolishing this policy, they can let people to talk something that is good only about the royalties, right? Now, the Lèsè Majestè itself, the imprisonment are being put towards the citizens if the citizens insult the royalties itself, right? But their side are mischaracterizations about what Lèsè Majestè, how does this Lèsè Majestè happen at the very first place? How does it work at the very first place? Yeah. Because they are the ones who say that they're okay with people talk good about this royalties, right? But how by that can make the monarchy in that Thailand itself to improve, right? So we think that they are really mischaracterized about this. Second of all, they talk about why is important of freedom of speech in Thailand itself, right? Constitutional monarchy in Thailand, the scope of freedom of speech should not extend to people to insult the royalties in monarchy itself, right? Because the freedom of speech is only constrained to people in the democracy system itself, right? We don't want people to insult the royalties, because the scope of freedom of speech should not extend, especially until the extent of hate speech, right? We don't want people to defame the highest people in that in Thailand itself, in that particular area itself. Yeah, third of all, they talk about the natural discourse at the very first place, right? That is not natural discourse. Is not important if people talk bad about royalties, right? We think that natural discourse is under their side. It's not important. That's not really mutually exclusive. When people in the society are talking bad about the royalties, talking bad about the leader and the people who ring the Thailand itself, right? So we think it's not justified under their side, because it's really bad and really disgusting when we talk about our royalties, about the people who lead our country, talking bad about them, right? So we think under their side, fall. Sit down, sir. Now, let's look into our side first. Why is it monarchy and royalty important to Thailand, right? The monarchy and royalties is the group of people who start and establish Thailand at the very first place. Historically, they are the one who starts Thailand and who develop Thailand until they reach in the current level, right? Because we think until the level is status quo. Because we think historically, King Chulalongkorn historically implement a constitution and policy that makes Thailand develop until the level of now. Because we think the royalties, the monarchy itself, that prevent Thailand to be invaded by people outside, right? This is very important. So we can appreciate whatever that they do. The monarchy system is very important, because they are the one who start this state. They are the one who start this country itself, right? So we think we need to give a form of gratitude towards the monarchy system, so that we can appreciate whatever that they have done until now. Even so, we already achieved the progression itself. Because right now, royalties is legal in the state of Thailand. Because that means Majesty is the one who play the biggest role in that country. The royalties is the one who play the biggest role in Thailand. Because the highest one in Thailand is the Majesty itself, but their side let the people in the society to talk whatever that they want, to insult whatever that they want, to desecrate whatever that they want towards the leader itself, right? Sit down, sir. Now, let's look into why is this Lèsè Majestè and this policy is extremely important. Because we already told you, the Majesty and royalties is the one who reign and lead the country. The freedom of speech, our side, we okay with constructive critiques. We okay with freedom of speech. But we are not okay when people express whatever that they want. People express until it's extended to be a hate speech, right? Because not until you desecrate and insult and defame the monarchy, defame the leader of the country itself, right? Because currently we draw the line in Thailand to protect the monarchy group, right? Because who is the one? Because we think the line is very important, because we don't want people to insult a certain group. We don't want people to defame and fall down the reputations of the monarchy itself, right? That is why it's important. But who is the one who can decide? Who can decide does the statement or expression is insult or not? But before anything else, yes, sir.
So, we think if a constitutional monarchy really is that good of a leader, we don't think everyone will provide hate speech. Because they obviously have more support than the ones who provide hate speech. But why is it in your side, you want to completely limit all forms of incentive for progression whatsoever?
I ask you why is your side abolishing this policy, right? Because the policy itself put imprisonment towards people when they actually insult and defame. But their side only talking about people who talk good about that, right? We need to understand about the context of today's debate. The context of today's debate is talking about people insult the monarchies and the royalties itself. They are the one mischaracterization about today's debate, and they are the one who don't understand what debate should be at the very first place. Now, sit down, sir. Because we consider there's a few cases where people can insult. There's a few cases where people insult the royalties itself. Imagine if the policy are being abolished, ladies and gentlemen, it is easier for people to desecrate. It is easier for people to insult the royalties itself. Imagine under their side, when we abolish this policy itself, people will express whatever that they want and make the things more severe. Because the situation in Thailand itself, we really protect the royalties in Thailand. Because their side are letting these people in the society to just let go whatever that they want, to just say whatever that they want, to desecrate. For example, like, if people say about the monarchy is stupid whatsoever, this is very harmful, right? Because we don't want the society itself to talk and discuss about this. We don't want the people in the society itself to talk back about the royalties itself, because they are the one who lead the country. They are the one who bring Thailand until this level, because they are the one who play the biggest role in Thailand itself. Now, let's look into why is it imprisonment is very important. because the imprisonment where we put people 3 to 15 years is very important because we need to deter people in the society, right? We don't want people to just let go whatever that they want, to just say that the royalties is bad, to say that monarchy is bad, then we should abolish whatever that they want until the extent that could harmful, because we cannot the pre-assumption is very important because even if we don't know what happened in the future, but we need to understand, we need to draw the line so people could not talk whatever that they want, because we cannot assume whatever that could happen, right? That's why we think our side is very, very important, because we limit for whatever that they want to say, we limit for the line, we limit people to talk about what the royalties itself, right? Because their side actually itself, this characterized to us, that people can actually insult the people in democratic system itself, right? They are the one who wrong, they are the one who force down. Because of all that, ladies and gentlemen, we will never be prouder to oppose.
Thank you very much for the speech. Now I'd like to invite the Deputy Prime Minister to take the stage. So just a quick reminder, when people offer points of information, either accept them or decline them within a few, don't stand there for 5 minutes. Just like to put, you don't need to interrupt your speech, you need to gesture down if you don't want to take them.
Mr. Speaker, we did already from the beginning. Prime Minister did really clarify that we said that we will support any opinion that the people will give. So even if it's hate speech, even if it's something good, we will support that. Because we did they have the full freedom of speech for them to do whatever they want. Even if they want to talk bad about the monarchy, so be it, we don't care. We don't think it's justified for now for some opposition to say we should imprison you specifically because why? Because you want to talk bad about this constitutional monarchy, right? We think there is a reason why these people want to talk bad about the constitutional monarchy, but even if they don't have a reason to, we think that the constitutional monarchy has a bigger follower. Because why? Because if they really are a good leader, they don't need to be afraid of the insults that come down to them, right? Let's understand something into this debate. Such opposition's line of reasoning for them to justify Lèsè Majestè law was that the form of gratitude towards the benefit they did in the past, right? Okay, we really provided a lot of gratitude by showing them in textbooks. We do that, we give them all the respect they want. However, we think it's specifically harmful for them to now say, specifically because in the past, they benefited so much because they gave all these kind of benefits. Now we don't care about whatever harm they did. So even if they want to do a lot of harmful acts, we don't care. Even if they do something specifically harmful to the people, we don't care. Because why? Because they helped us in the past, that's why we don't care about anything they do in the present, right? We think it's specifically beneficial, specifically essential for individuals in society to speak up against these monarchies. Before that, yes.
Your goal is to achieve the monarchy to improve whatever that they have, right? But how by your side, the monarchy system can be improved by people offensing them, right?
Mr. Speaker, we didn't. Okay, I'll give you two scenarios, right? First scenario where the constitutional monarchy is a great leader and everything's going well, right? Even if there's someone insulting them, he wouldn't care because he would just think he's some guy that just wants to insult him for the fun of it, and we think that he has a huge background of followers. Because why? Because he's done good for the country. That's why he has a huge background of followers. He has nothing to fear in that certain scenario. But even if which answers your question, the second scenario where the constitutional monarchy is doing a bad job, that's why you have more and more people insulting the leader as a whole. Because why? Because if the constitutional monarchy really is doing a bad job, obviously more people are insulting than the people who support him at the end of the day. So that's why we think that's the form of natural discourse, right? But let's talk about the natural form of discourse that Kenny wanted to talk about, just completely ignored inside opposition speak, right? So, okay, what Kenny talked to you about, right? She talked to you about how natural discourse will occur, right? On how, like, when you have people discriminating, you have people also talking back against the people who discriminate, right? That forms like the natural form of discourse that ultimately mitigates all form of harms that the opposition wanted to bring to you if they have any harms in the first place, right? Okay, but more of it, let's talk about something, right? Let's understand something. Let's understand the benefits and what is so essential for people to have some sort of freedom of speech, right? Because understand, firstly, why is it specific, right? Because constitutional monarchies aren't something that can be replaced. They are permanent, they are forever, right? So that means even if they do something harmful, the people can't say anything because they can't be replaced, so they can do a harmful act. Which is we think it's much more better for the people to at least voice out their opinion, at least tell the constitutional monarchy that okay, hello, like we are living good lives here, can you at least improve our life? But on the other side, they're saying that okay, these people need to all go to prison because why? Because they're insulting me. We think it's specifically harmful. Because we think that now you limit all forms of progression whatsoever. But secondly, you ultimately tell society and tell your people that we don't care about you, because why we only care about ourselves, because we were the reason why you are there in the first place. That's why no matter what place you are, no matter what kind of condition you are in status quo, we don't care because we helped you in the past. Before that, find out.
The Lèsè Majestè law only protects the Majesty from the insultation. If the Majesty do crime, we still punish them for the crime that they did. Here.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, what we're trying to tell you about, right, is that even, okay, so not to say crimes, but even if they have a bad system, bad judgment or anything, no one will talk about it, right? Because you have these Lèsè Majestè laws preventing people from voicing out their opinion, right? That's why in status quo, like, America is doing better than a few countries, because why? Because there are people voicing out this and telling that, okay, this isn't that good of a judgment, right? Because they have the people telling that people also helping them in their judgment, right? Not necessarily only crimes, judgment is also a very important thing in these kind of situations, right? And it's something that can't be replaced. At least you have people voicing other opinions, right? But more of it, even if they wanted to say that, okay, even if they wanted to say that somehow gratitude wins over like the people present, right? I don't know how, but more of it, even if they can somehow prove that, it is still much more beneficial for that some sort of freedom of speech to occur, right? Because you have to understand, even in status quo, if the people really are suffering, we think it's the major priority of the constitutional monarchy, specifically the same monarchy that generated Thailand in the first place to help the people, right? But now in that something, they're not only helping, but they're only harming the citizens in society. We don't see how that is logical and how that is justified for any monarchy whatsoever. Say that, okay, it's justified for me to not completely leave you and I don't really care about you, but what, I just want to care about myself and we think that's harmful in the first place. Right? But more of it, what is the additional level analysis, right? We think that also is specifically beneficial for the people, right? Because the people have that form of security, right? Because at least they have the form of security that our constitutional monarchy is doing a good job. Instead, they have more incentives, right? Because firstly, what's the logical link to this, right? If the people are not going to have the idea that if the constitutional monarchy does something bad, there are people voicing out against him, that's why they're more likely to create them some sort of incentive. Because they know in their hearts that the constitutional monarchy, if they do something harmful, the people, we as people can voice out against him. We can tell him there's a high probability of him changing himself. That's why there's a high form of incentive for us to actually improve our lives. There's a high form of incentive to actually help the country to a certain extent. And therefore we think it's much more beneficial than this whole outside, right? Even if you were to exclude all the benefits that we brought up, what are the harms that are really extremely obvious in their case, right? Is that firstly, you give the government and you give the constitutional monarchy an unfair advantage, right? You tell them that it's okay whatever bad judgment you make, whatever bad things you do, as long as, because why? Because the people won't insult you, because the people won't defame you, right? Because and that's the extent. If that constitutional monarchy is a good monarchy, we don't think he has anything to fear. The reason he fears is because he knows he's doing something wrong, but he doesn't want to. Why he doesn't want to change it? Because the people can't voice up against him, right? That's why that's a harm. That's a coherent harm. The people are suffering whereas they are defending the wrong individuals. You need to defend the victims, not the constitutional monarchy, right? But more of it, let's understand something in the end of today's debate. Let's summarize what has been going on in today's debate, right? Side government told you a few harms and a few benefits, right? We told you firstly, the harm on their side is that the constitutional monarchy gets all, and whatever the people get nothing, because the constitutional monarchy can do whatever they want, but the people can't say anything about it. But however, the benefit on our side is we provide them an avenue of improvement, we provide them an avenue of progression, but more we increase the probability of these individuals living a better life. For all those reasons, we think it's better to protect the victims, it's better to protect the individuals, even if they insult you. If you are good, you don't need to be afraid. I've never been proud of to propose.
Okay, I'd like to thank the Deputy Prime Minister for that speech and invite the Deputy Leader of the Opposition to take the stage.
So we can clearly see the difference between hate speech and insultation and constructive criticism, right? So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what the government side is trying to propose to us is something very similar to what's actually happening right now. Right? They're trying to propose on how abolishing this law would actually help to these people, this majesty, to agree or to listen to what people are actually trying to say. Now, first of all, the first flaw from their side, right? First of all, they're only agreeing to the good stuff that these people are trying to say. Meaning that if people are saying, "Excuse me, sir, that I'm not feeling very well today, my son isn't feeling very healthy, and you're not doing anything good," then they're saying that these people will listen to them because they're saying that suddenly the person who is saying that good opinion will be in prison for that. But we're saying right now how this decision of who is going to be in prison is made by the court and is finalized by the court, not by the monarchy itself. So if the court feels that whatever opinion that they said or whatever insultation or defamation that they have said is bad for the monarchy, then they will put them into prison. But if the court doesn't feel that this is insulting, then they wouldn't put them in prison. So that's clearly the basic theme, which is very simple and very clear right now. So what they're trying to propose to us is something very complicated in the first get-go. So and then secondly, on how they say that suddenly that these people are very bad, and suddenly the people will not respect them. Suddenly, these people are very bad, and if they do crimes, then people won't punish them. But as we already already stated to you, that these people, even if they are doing crimes, they will still be punished at the end of the day. So this says that this is already fair, and this is already why the law is there in the first place. And then fourthly, but how they say they're trying to create they're trying to create something so similar between hate speech, insultation and defamation and constructive criticism. But we've already told you the difference, or we already told you on how we draw a line between constructive criticism and defamation, insultation, and so on and so forth. So we've already told you why, on our side, this imprisonment is only for those who insult, defame, and do bad stuff towards the monarchy at the end of the day. So that's clearly a clear rebuttal towards this. So basically, let's take a look at what happens if we actually abolish this Lèsè Majestè law in the first place, right? So basically, we already told you the basic means of why this law is there in the first place. Because we need this law to ensure that this monarchy is respected by all. We need this law to ensure that this monarchy itself is respected and stays there at the end of the day. So even if they do a crime, they will still be punished by the higher court and to ensure that they are being treated fairly, right? So when this law isn't there, when these people can simply insult them, these people can simply just defame these people at the end of the day, then what happens? What is the main reason of them standing there in the first place? What is the main reason of them being a monarchy in the first place? So what is the main reason of them being respected in the first place? So we say that if this law wasn't there, then these people would respect them. And at the end of the day, the peacefulness of the country wouldn't be there. And at the end of the day, that's not what we want, right? So basically, what I'm going to talk to you about today is about the societal norm which will change if we abolish this in the first place, right? So in the societal norm today, with this law there, these people respect the monarchy, these people listen to what they say, and these people follow the rules and so on and so forth, right? So if we abolish it, if we say that you can simply insult your leader in whatever form you want, because if you want that certain progression that they try to propose, then we say that it's very harmful and that progression wouldn't happen at the end of the day. Because why this progression wouldn't happen is because, first of all, if these leaders are very, very cruel and very, very bad, as they said, they won't even listen to whatever these people said. They won't even listen to whatever ideas or opinions that they try to propose to you today. Because of why? Because if they're very cruel, like they stated to you, then these people would think that whatever they're doing is right, and so on and so forth. Yes, sir. Okay. So now moving on. So if these people weren't respecting the monarchy at the first place, then these people wouldn't even listen to the rules, or wouldn't even listen, or wouldn't even follow the things that monarchy has already stated to you. Then because if we see that this monarchy is important, this law is important to ensure that these people are listening, to ensure that these people are caring for the peacefulness that the monarchy has already proposed. Yes, ma'am.
Are you really prioritizing the dignity of the monarchy, which is a minority, over the citizens, which is majority?
Sure.
Right. just by simply abolishing this law could suddenly make make the dignity of these people suddenly so high and suddenly so clear. So we told you, just because of abolishing this thing doesn't mean that we're not taking care of this monarch, and just by not abolishing this thing doesn't mean that we're not taking care of the citizens. Because these citizens still have a place for them to say what they want. Because they still have because we say that this is a current constitutional monarchy where you have a prime minister, you have a government, you have this monarchy, but we're not allowing you to insult these people who are at the monarchy, who are at the majesty, who are at the top of the food chain, I guess. Then, right. So because of that, we say that we're agreeing with those who are insulting or defaming the people who are on the top to ensure that this respect towards the people is there. And then we see how, in more analysis, we see that if these people are allowed to actually insult and defame majesties, right, then these people will be more aggressive because they will just simply say anything that they want to the monarchy at the end of the day. So this is what we don't want, and this is why we say that it's harmful for the society and harmful for the monarchy at the end of the day. So basically, if you to clarify what we said to you is, first of all, we've given to you the benefits of why this monarchy was there and why it's important for this law to be there and to be followed by in the first place. And secondly, we've given to you a clear analysis of what would happen if this law was actually abolished at the end of the day. And lastly, we want to ask the government, what do they propose if they actually abolish this? What would they use if they wanted to abolish this law, and how would they maintain the respect of these people towards the monarchy at the end of the day? So with that, I would really like to vote.
31 minit sampai warna.